My name is Tabatha Hall. I am 25 years old. I have spastic dysplasia, which is a neurological condition that affects my motor skills and my movements.
Women.
People with disabilities are living longer, happier, and healthier lives. This is a result of improved medical care, technology, and the communities that have bonded and supported one another. While aging is universal, it can look and feel very different for someone with a disability and for their family. For many, a lifetime of trying to achieve some degree of independence comes full circle. But while aging with a disability can present unique and difficult challenges, people with disabilities are, in many ways, well adapted to be able to meet these challenges head-on.
Paul.
I've always known that I was different from other able-bodied people at a young age, but my parents and my brothers specifically treated me as I was without a disability, so I don't commonly think of my disability even when dreaming. I'm not in a chair. It's just natural to be who I am, and this is just a subset of my reality.
Brother.
It was important for my family to make sure that Tabatha didn't feel like she was handicapped. So my parents always wanted to enforce the idea that Tabatha is her own person. She may be handicapped, but she's fully capable to do whatever she needs to do.
Push his chair.
The role, quote unquote, of caregiver wasn't really something that I adopted. When I was younger, I had always had the idea that I was going to be moving in with Tabatha and we would have our own place at some point. I just never saw a life outside of being around Tabatha. So my primary focus is usually on a day-to-day basis. Figuring out how to get through the day is usually what I need to focus on. I have recently been thinking more about what the future holds for Tabatha, because at some point she has expressed that she wants to live alone. We have wanted to cultivate her independence, and ultimately the goal at the end is for her to finally be independent.
Paul.
So young people are generally thinking about the here and now. They're not thinking about what their future will look like or what aging will look like. They're thinking about today. However, people with disabilities are focused on the ages and stages. What will the next stage look like? What kind of supports will I need? So that when they meet that reality, they're ready for it.
Living into my senior years, I wouldn't have thought it would be possible. I don't exactly know what the picture looks like, but having the upbringing that I've had, I see the possibilities.
People with lifelong disabilities will have very bright, hopeful futures compared to their counterparts 30, 40, 50 years ago. But they do face unique challenges compared to people without disabilities. Many of them require extra care around their physical needs. But as we age, it just seems to make what's already there a little bit more challenging.
In Tabatha's case, her body becomes more tense as she gets older. You can see how weight becomes an issue, just like it does for all of us. But when I get a little heavier, my body supports it. When she gets a little heavier, it becomes more difficult just to navigate the everyday life.
Because people with existing disabilities are generally very good at adapting, they tend to meet these challenges a little bit differently than their non-disabled counterparts. When we are at that stage and we realize we can't do something, there's grief that will set in. There's a sense of loss that we have to deal with. Whereas if you've always had a disability, it becomes very matter of fact.
Brother.
A lot of the fear of getting older is really the fear of losing our capabilities. When you get to a point where you're older, it does get difficult to say, maybe this is something that I can't handle. And I do think that she's more equipped to do that.
Paul.
I am comfortable with needing assistance in in-life care. That's always going to be my reality. However, there's some humility in knowing that if I have that person's help, my experiences during the day will be so much better. So having somebody that you trust and you love to help you, I think that that relationship is beautiful.
Her brother wheels her next to a street.
Instead of simply focusing on the struggles people with disabilities face, Let's concentrate on what they have accomplished in the face of adversity. In this way, we can take these abilities and build supportive programs for these individuals to strengthen their aging journey.
Logo, Black Box Productions. Produced with the participation of TELUS Fund. Stories for Caregivers is an initiative produced by the Coup Company. Disclaimer: no responsibility for accuracy of claims or statements.